person, our guest this evening, as well as our online community members and stakeholders for joining us this evening. It is my pleasure to call the Twiggs County Board of Education meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, February 13th, 2024, and the time is 6:03 p.m. At this time, I want to ask Mr. Rogers and Ms. Carr if you would come to the front. Excuse me, I got that backward. Mr. Carr and Ms. Rogers, would you please come to the front? They're going to lead us in. These are our fifth graders, I believe, and they're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'm going to ask everybody to stand. And after we say the pledge, we're going to pause for a moment of silence. Whenever you're ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda for tonight, Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. The motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, February 13th, 2024 has been properly made by Ms. King and seconded by Mr. Rouse. Is there any discussion? Question is on the adoption of the motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. All in favor, raise your hand. The motion passes by a vote of 4 with 1 absent. The minutes for Tuesday, January 16th, 2024 regular session and the minutes for January 29th, 2004 call session have been distributed, and you've had an opportunity to look at it. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Since there are no corrections, the minutes are approved as distributed. Now we have can I get a motion to approve a ratification to the minutes from January 10th, 2023 and July 25th, 2023. There was what needs to be included is the fact of the, let me just read it. They need to reflect the evaluations for the 2021-22 school year, and also the evaluation for the 2022-23 school year. They were not included in the minutes. So can I get a motion to ratify the minutes to include those evaluations were made? Ratify the minutes. Can I get a second? All right, the motion to approve ratification to the minutes, January 10th, 2023 and July 25th, 2023 has been properly made by Ms. King and second by Mr. Rouse. Is there any discussion? The question is on the adoption of the motion to approve ratification of minutes, January 10th and July 25th, 2023. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, so we have the motion passes by a vote of 3 to 1. At this time, Ms. King, would you read the ethics statement? Thank you, Ms. King. At this time, do any of the board members have any comments or remarks? About the superintendent, do you have any comments or remarks?
All right, let's start over. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, board members. I do have some announcements I'd like to make, and these are in alignment with our vision and our mission of our school district, and I do want to welcome all of our community members and stakeholders that are with us tonight in person and those who are joining us virtually. I want to be able to make sure we know that upcoming on February the 19th, we do have President's Day holiday. I want to make sure that parents and guardians know that the school system will be closed. They'll work in environments where many of them will work from home. They'll work in environments where many of them will work from home. So we're trying to build that skill and that competency. And when our students also go to college, they'll take where they won't meet a professor in the class. The class will be conducted asynchronous. They'll have to know how to manage their time, how to find assignments, how to find resources on their own, and still be able to submit what is required by the college in order to pass the class. Without preparing them to do this, our students will meet failure. We don't prepare them. So these asynchronous days are very important. Plus, they give our teachers an opportunity to meet with parents during the day and for them to have professional learning during the day. I tell you, we have some champions in those ladies. 5 ladies played the entire game and beat a team that had 10 on the bench. So when you see those ladies, you give them a high five. You see Coach Burgess and Coach Johnson do the same with them. They did a fantastic job. It was just amazing to watch those ladies just, quite frankly, outskill the other team. And we have coming up semifinal playoffs on this Friday. All of the playoff games are at Wilkinson County Gym, and the Lady Cobras will play in the semifinals because of their win today. They'll play against Glasscock, and that game starts at 4. And the men Cobras will play in the semifinals. We're not sure who they will play against because the competition games are going on right now that will determine who our men Cobras will play on Friday night. So we're not sure, but we know they will play at 8:30, and those games will be at Wilkinson County's gym. So we want all of our Cobras and Cobra fans to come out and support our ladies and our men Cobras as they are in the semifinal playoffs for Region 5. We're very proud of them. Mr. Karstoffen, that concludes my superintendent comments for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Bullock. This time we'll move to our business agenda, and we'll get the district request from Dr. Bullock.
Board members, we are a district with a vision in order to participate and sing with the college choir from North Carolina. And we want to thank the Douglas Theater for recognizing our high school and our chorus for that opportunity. On the 15th, which is Thursday the 15th, JES Beta Club is asking your permission to travel to the Brittany's Place personal care home, and they want to do that in order to deliver Valentine's baskets for those residents, also to spend time with them doing word searches, playing games, singing, as playing games with those residents. It's a leadership opportunity for those young Beta Club members, and we'd like your permission. On Sunday, the 18th of February, the Middle High School Drumline ask your permission to participate in the HBCU Youth Day event, and that's going to be at the Warner Robins CME Church in Warner Robins. On Wednesday, the 21st of February, our juniors and seniors would like to go on a college visit to Valdosta State in order to hopefully identify some students who will attend Valdosta State after graduation. On Thursday, the 7th of March, the high school FFA would like to participate in a competition at Peach County High School in Fort Valley. And on Thursday at 3 o'clock on the same day, our track team will be in competition in Peach County in a track meet led by Coach Ray. On Saturday, the 9th of March, our 3rd through 5th graders from JES would like your permission to travel to the Youth Symposium that's going to be sponsored by the Sigma Gamma Rho sorority, and it's a day of exposure to STEM careers and agricultural activities. And this event was here in our school district last year. Now it's this year going to be in Wilkinson County, at Wilkinson County Elementary School. They'd like your permission to participate in that event. On Saturday, the 23rd of March, again, another track meet, and this track meet will be at East Lawrence High School, East Dublin. Friday through Sunday, the 27th, that we'd like to get your permission on is the senior class would like your permission to sell slushies at the high school, and those funds will be used to help support to pay for their senior trip. They'll like to sell those slushies from now through April. Board members, that concludes the field trip request and fundraising request.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bullock. Is there a track schedule?
We don't have the full track schedule yet.
Okay.
I will get that track schedule for you all and make sure you all have it. We knew that these competitions had already been arranged. But as soon as we get the full schedule.
All right, thank you. I will now entertain motion to approve the district request for field trips and fundraisers. Okay, the motion to approve the district request and field trips has been properly made by Mr. Rouse and second by Ms. King. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption of the motion to approve the district request and field trips. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes by a vote of 4 with 1 absent. Mr. Bacon. JS SHBC Canopy.
Good evening, Board Chair Christoffen, Vice Chair Rouse. Welcome back, Ms. Stokes. And since we're doing individual, Ms. King, how are you this evening? I'd like to welcome everybody here, including the superintendent and our guests. Tonight I will present to you the awning system at Jeffersonville Elementary School. But first, I'd like to remind everyone, we are a district with a vision, generating excellence, one team, one goal, with the mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all of our students to compete globally. This proposal deals with strategic focus areas 1 and 2, learning and wellness for all, and excellence ahead, academic facilities and opportunity. I'd like to thank Mr. Austin. He came up before the board while I was at a conference and gave you the initial. So this is the second part of that because we had a next steps. So we'll just review where we are and why we chose to do this project. The addition of the school health-based clinic has changed the landscape of Jeffersonville Elementary. For the students and parents to access a facility, a set of covered walkways will be needed. Due to the limited parking, it will be necessary to create a whole system. So we had to kind of line up how we're going to get people from the parking lot. So this is actually required by our grant and by health care. They can't really, once they get to the parking lot, they have to be covered all the way to the facility so many feet. Phase one. So Mr. Austin brought to you phase one. The school system has secured funding from the school health-based clinic from the state of Georgia. A majority of the canopy system will be funded using these funds. The operation department worked with 3 vendors to get an estimate and design for the project. We have our own structural engineers, high-tech, Mitchell Metals. We were working with them, and siding supply of Macon. It is very difficult. We've had challenges now dealing with vendors. The vendor that usually who did our last set of awnings at the high school when we had that incident, we chose because of poor workmanship and issues. We had to go back and forth with them not to invite them to do this work with us because we were not happy and pleased with the workmanship that they produced for us. So our next steps will complete the design and estimate process, present the design costs and estimates to the board for approval, and create a timeline. Now, one of the mitigating factors that we were dealing with was the state approving the funds. That wasn't done until maybe 4 to 5 weeks ago, where we could actually spend these funds, and we had several rounds of going back and forth from Ms. Reardon as well as Mr. Austin to make sure that the funding information was correct in the portal and that it got approved. So we're now at that process, and we've been expending those funds to finish the health-based clinic. The original concept has been altered. A canopy connected to the front of the building extended out to the middle of the road has been eliminated. Why? The engineering cost to go out was very expensive, in the 6 figures. So we came up with an alternate idea. And since we were sharing cost, we had to be in line with their expectations of how money would be spent and to lower the district's overall cost in the project. The awnings in the front of the building will be located on the left and the right of Jeffersonville Elementary. As you can see, that you see the blue lines. So you see the front of the school, no awning, but you see that the left and the right of the building will have an awning. That awning will be 2 feet out. And this will require us to change some of the flow of how we currently drive into JES. So some of the parking spaces will be eliminated so that when parents come in, they will be able to open their doors along that corridor and step out under the awning. So that is how it would look. Only one company completed the estimated process. They came out several times with us, discussed it with us as we went back and forth with funding and trying to get the right mix. One of the more difficult challenges is you can see where the health-based clinic is, to where it connects to the bus awning. There's that space that is where we go to park at the gym. That took some engineering, that took some additional posts, some more sturdier posts, and had to be certified. So that took a little bit of time to make sure that we had the engineering right on that space, because cars will be traversing back and forth through that area. So Macon Siding Supply was the one that came out and worked with us extensively through this. So what we did, we called some of our school neighbors in the Middle Georgia area. looked at what they were paying, looked what they paid 3 to 5 years ago, and see how competitive we were with their pricing. I included in your packet a list of their commercial references as well as pictures to go so you can see their work and who they are. The quote is broken into two parts due to the funding sources. The school-based health clinic will be responsible for $85,500 of the project, and the SPLOS will cover $66,784 of the project if approved. The timeline. The project will be completed in 6 to 8 weeks after board approval if you decide to approve that this evening. One thing I'd like to draw your attention to is the commercial reference sheet. And you can see that a lot of our area schools and visited two of them to look at two of their latest projects at Northwoods Academy in Macon, as well as the one at Southwest High School. Went to visit there just to see the quality of their work. And I spoke with their assistant director of maintenance and operations to talk about their work and work ethics. So I think this is a great company. They have the references. They have repeat business of our peers. And as you can see, this is the style, and we're going with the same sort of style that we already have at the bus ramp already, with the same coloring and style, so we can have some uniformity throughout the building, so it'll look uniform instead of replacing that or trying to repaint that. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? Okay, these pictures I'm looking at, that's a different location.
Yes, sir.
I will now entertain a motion to approve the JES and SHBC canopy installation. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Okay, the motion to approve the JES and SHB canopy installation has been properly made by Mr. Rouse and second by Ms. King. Is there any discussion? The question is on the adoption of the motion to approve JES and SHBC canopy installation. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes by a vote of 4 with 1 absent.
Thank you,
Ms.
Chairman.
Bacon. Ms. Drummer, with some updates on your courses, computer science courses.
Good evening to Dr. Bullard, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Karstoffen, our board chair, Mr. Rouse, the vice chair, Ms. Blackshear in her absence, Ms. King, and Ms. Stokes. I am here this evening to present to you all about the computer science updates that are taking place at the Tweed County Middle High School. I'd like to begin by saying that we are indeed a district with a vision of generating excellence, one team, one goal, and with the mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all of our students to compete globally. This presentation and this course aligns with strategic plan goals 1 and 2, which are learning and wellness for all, as well as excellence ahead in academics, facilities, and opportunities. This is the inaugural year of computer science being taught at Tweed County Middle High School. Currently, our high school enrollment is in one class, we have 18 students. And if you look at the breakdown here by grade, you can see that for 9th, 10th, and 12th grade, it's pretty even there. We have 2 juniors, but one thing I wanted to point out is that we have more females than males in our computer science class for our high school students. Moving ahead to the middle school enrollment, we have 59 students who are enrolled, and again, a majority of the students are female. These pictures show students completing different activities that help them understand more about the programming process, computer programming. So for our computer science principles course, there is a course within code.org, which is a free resource that we use that has all types of lesson plans, activities that they do online, as well as what they call unplugged. So if you, for some reason, don't have access to the internet that day, they can still continue with the teaching and learning. So we use code.org, and within that code.org are different things that students can do, such as play games, create games, watch videos of people who are pretty famous. So you might see Steph Curry pop up in a video, or you might see Mark Zuckerberg pop up, different people, and talk with students about the importance not only of knowing how to code, but the thought process that goes into that ability. So students use their ClassLink account to access their daily assignments in code.org. And code.org also syncs with Google Classroom, so assignments are easily shared and monitored. So I just included this screenshot so you can see what a student ClassLink account might look like. And again, it's very simple to send assignments from code.org directly to our Google Classroom so that they can complete the assignments as they did asynchronously and last week. And we also do that throughout the week as well. So speaking of monitoring, the teacher is able to monitor students' reported progress on each class's progress dashboard. So this is an example of how I would see each child in my class. The green dots represent what the student has said they have finished. So I just want to be very clear, this is self-reported as far as having completed assignments. I do have to go back and double check, of course. And also, besides them reporting what they've done, we do have a lot of formative and summative activities that we go ahead and provide for them to complete as well. So it's not just the things within code.org that they complete. We have other activities outside of code.org that we do, the unplugged ones as well. So I wanted to share with you some of the things that we've done in the class. Excuse me. So December 4th through 8th was Computer Science Education Week. And during this week, we focused on coding coding programming, and making sure that students understood the basics of both of those. And to do that, we participated in Hour of Code, and that's an international event where code.org encourages schools and different agencies to host an event. So I did register Tweeds County Public Schools, and our students did work on many different projects. But if you look up at the top left, this is just a screenshot from one of the projects that we completed called Dance Party. And for this, the students get to choose the music, but they have to code in order to make these avatars move a certain way to dance to the music. They get the code for the background, any special effects, things of that nature. So the pictures that are included are from that week where we were working on not only this dance party, but participating in Hour of Code throughout the week. Because we now have computer science at the middle high school, we have been blessed to partner with Georgia Tech and in a couple of ways. The first way is through Georgia Tech Center for Education, Integrating Science, Mathematics, and Computing, or it's known as SEISMIC for short. So for the week of December 11th, so right off the heels of Computer Science Education Week, we had Dr. Storm come in. His name is Dr. Robinson, but he prefers to be called Dr. Storm. He came in on that Monday in person and worked with our students on the machine learning robot. And if you look at the 4 pictures here, you can see that they are coding, they're working together, collaborating to write correct code for the robot to follow their commands. So some people programmed their machine learning robot to say their name, to have it kind of scroll across the little marquee. They programmed it to roll a certain way or to do different things. So that was really nice. The rest of the week, Miss Marissa Gardner worked with us virtually from Georgia Tech's campus to do other things with the machine learning robot. So that was a very fun-filled week. Another partnership that we have through Georgia Tech is the Rural Computer Science Initiative, which is spearheaded by Dr. Mo Vanity. And in the beginning of September, Dr. Bullard, Dr. Griffin Stewart, and I were able to go to Georgia Tech campus and for a couple of days, actually, to experience firsthand what our students would experience this school term. And what we ended up finding out was that there is a very large number of computing careers and positions that are available here in the state of Georgia. But if you look at that top number on the picture that I included from that PowerPoint of what's happening in our state, you see that there are 17,960 open computing jobs, but there are only 3,135 computer science graduates as of when this presentation was shared in September. So there's definitely the demand. And so our goal was to, bring that information back to our students and just hopefully get them excited about the potential for their career in computing. So I wanted to share this with you all last. On November 29th, we had the opportunity, again, because of the Rural Computer Science Initiative, we were able to take a group of juniors and seniors to Georgia Tech campus for a visit. And during that visit, one of our very own, Cameron Pearson, was awarded his acceptance letter to Georgia Tech. And he was actually the first person to receive their letter for the upcoming school year period. So no one else had theirs before his, and that was a beautiful thing to be able to witness. And while we were there, another student, and he's actually pictured beside Cameron. I know it's kind of hard to see, but he's pictured beside Cameron in the photo to the right of the group. But his name is William Barron, and he is a 12th grader as well. But while he was there, he decided he was going to submit his application to Georgia Tech. He had started it but hadn't finished it. But he told me that once he saw Cameron get his acceptance letter, he said, I'm going to go ahead and hit on this. And he did. And I'm proud to say that he will be our second Weeks County graduate that has been accepted and plans to attend Georgia Tech this fall. So I spoke with both gentlemen, and they're both excited about entering engineering. Cameron is going to major in electrical engineering, and William is going to major in mechanical engineering with a minor in electrical. So, this is very life-changing. Dr. Bullard and I spoke about the exposure, the beauty of giving our students exposure, just letting them see what they can be. And just as with William, seeing Cameron get his acceptance letter, how that sparked on the spot, okay, yeah, let me go ahead and finish this process. Hopefully, as more and more of our graduates attend Georgia Tech and the partnership continues to grow, it'll be a pipeline to Georgia Tech. This is life-changing, and it also potentially changes the trajectory of families. So it's a beautiful thing. I hope that we will be able to visit the campus one more time before the close of this school year. I'm talking with Dr. Mulvanity now to schedule a visit for our sophomores. Go ahead and get them excited. Are there any questions?
Coding is a long time ago. We were talking about football. Coding is related to computer programming.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I'm dating myself on that.
No.
Thank you very much, Ms. Did anybody have any questions? Thank you very much, Ms.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Austin.
Good evening, Board Chair, Vice Chair, Board members, Superintendent Dr. Bullard, constituents in person and virtually. It's that time in our budget year to go through the budget calendar that highlights key areas, key events that we intend to execute by month. It does align with our vision of generating excellence, one team, one goal, and our mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all students to compete globally. It does align with all 5 of our strategic plan of focus areas: learning awareness for all, excellence ahead, doing things the Twiggs way, growing and sustain our village, and a premier people first organization. In the month of January, primarily we're building the budget calendar. We're doing an internal review of the supplements schedules for certified and classified staff. The American Rescue Plan, which houses our ESSA funding, we review that budget as well, and admin contract approvals, which has already taken place. The responsible parties will be pretty consistent throughout January through April. So just not to belabor the point with those parties, they'll be pretty consistent through the first 3 months. In February, we look mostly at school level and department meetings. We begin to engage in those meetings, submission of the athletic supplements, we look at expectation and plans for athletic department, senior cabinet. We continuously have our meetings as they are scheduled on Mondays. We may have moments where we discuss budgetary items. Of course, we'll review the ARP budget again, contract approvals, and teacher contract approvals specifically. In March, continue to have our budget sessions in your cabinet. We'll begin to do more over a review of our personnel recommendations, review our salary study information to ensure nothing has changed in the market. We'll begin to have discussion at the board level about salary schedule and supplements that we currently have. Revenue projections based upon our quality basic education formula, or QBE. School level budget sessions. We'll continuously review the ARP budget and additional personnel approvals. We also look to see if the governor has any items that are forthcoming in his budget. So this could include or take away things from in our discussions in March. In April, we look at approving a lot of our salary schedules for our teachers, admin, subs, and et cetera. We'll start presenting the overview for the FY25 budget, continuously have our senior cabinet meetings, review the budget for ARP once again, and then state of finance community presentations. In May, the events become smaller and fewer because we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. So in May, you'll see us actually presenting the 25 budget overview again, actually looking at the tentative budget, approving for advertisement, and doing the final review of the ARP budget. June, we're looking at actually adopting the budget in FY25. We have to adopt it before June 30th, and we typically do that every year. And then in August, we will adopt the actual 2024 tax digest. And be mindful that this date is always dependent on the tax commissioner schedule. In the past few years, we haven't been fortunate to have it on an existing board meeting day, so it normally calls for a call board meeting, but I'll normally have that information sometime in July. Are there any questions about the budget calendar? So our month-end financial report for January 31st, 2024. It does support our mission and vision of the district. It aligns with all 5 of our strategic focus areas, which I have stated for the budget calendar. That information did not change. So in the general fund, for its revenues and expenditures, we have collected the bulk of our tax revenue, ad valorem tax, at 76%. And as of January, we do always look for November, December, January, and February to be those months where we have high tax collection. So it does reflect there. Thank you all for paying your tax bills. We have collected 68% of the anticipated receipts as of January 31st. As far as expenditures in the general fund column, 61% of the anticipated expenditures have been assessed at this time. We are at 58% of the year completed. As far as our debt service fund, we have already fulfilled those obligations in December of 2023. Special revenue funds, which consist of our federal programs, we have drawn down $268,788. Capital projects, we're at 72% of that budget. And as Mr. Bacon presents more information as he did today and future projects, we'll see that impacted if any things are improved for that particular budget item. School nutrition is at 50% as far as revenue, and as of expenditure at 53%. So overall, where we anticipate to be as far as in our fiscal health, the district is in great shape, meeting our financial short-term and long-term obligations as of this date. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns?
Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Oaks.
Sir, thank you.
Hey, again, we want to thank each one of you for attending this evening. At this time, we're going to go into executive session to discuss personnel matters. You're welcome to stay. We'll try to make it as brief as we can. So at this time, I make a motion that we move to executive session. Can I get a second? Y'all don't want to go? Can I get a second? What's up, buddy? Y'all don't want to go to executive session? Well, we need to go. Thank you, Mr. Rouse. And I understand. The motion to move into executive session to discuss personnel matters has been properly made by myself, the chair, and second by Mr. Rouse. Is there any discussion? Questions on the adoption of the motion to move to executive session? All in favor, raise your hand. Okay. Thank you. The motion passes by a vote of 4 with 1 absent. Thank you very much. Chair makes a motion to return from executive session. Can I get a second? Okay, the motion to return from executive session has been properly made by the chair and second by Ms. Stokes. Is there any discussion? The question is on the adoption of the motion to move to executive session. All in favor? Move from executive session. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes 4 with 1 absent. Okay, at this time, we're going to entertain a motion to accept the resignations and the certified staff renewals. 3068, 3396, 3397. Can I get a motion to accept those resignations and those renewals? Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, the motion to approve the resignations and the renewals has been properly made by Ms. Stokes and second by Mr. Rouse. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption of the motion to accept the resignations and renewals recommended by the superintendent. All in favor, raise your hand. The motion passes 4 with 1 absent. Is there any other business at this time? If not, this meeting is now adjourned.